order the Madison Central School District regular school board meeting for Monday, June 9th. I'd like to record the members present or absent. And I see that we have established a quorum. So item number 4, we'd like to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, number 5, I'd like to have a motion to approve the agenda. So moved by Jordan,
Second.
second by Christie. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of consent agenda items 7 through 9.
Sorry, we're getting caught up.
Thank you. Sorry to rush. So we've got a motion to approve the consent agenda items 7 through 9 by Jordan,
Second.
second by Lindsay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. So that leads us to number 10. Hearing and delegations of written communications. The school patrons will be given the opportunity to address the school board regarding items that are not on the agenda. The board will not hear personal complaints about the staff, and the president will limit the speakers to a reasonable amount of time. And I see that there's no one here to address the board. So we're to number 11, the administrators' reports.
So we had our graduation on May 18th, that went well. Update on the middle school. The middle school was emptied on May 19th by the wrestling team. They did a great job. It was just a couple hours, and not even a couple hours, and it was empty. So, ceiling tiles are removed, cabinets are removed. They're working on the west wall sheetrock work that has to be done. Carpet removed. Duct work is being worked on. Fire alarm work. The pole alarms are down. There'll be a new fire alarm system in that area. Dirt work is being done for the new bus loop entrance. Safety fence obviously is installed. The overhang came off on Wednesday, right? Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. I wasn't here that day. I think it was Wednesday actually. That came down and everything went well there. We did add 7 additional classrooms for carpet replacement after we looked at them a little closer. They were in need of it. Cabinets, we got that. We had to make a change from the original cabinets. The materials, they didn't have them, so then we changed to a new material. And then we were contacted that they don't have the new material, won't get it until late in July. But the original material they have now. So we're back to the original ones, which we wanted in the first place, so we're good. So the cabinets are ordered. The drive-thru, as you see, is closed. The do not enter signs were taken down. We'll come in from that way and out from that way right now until we get through the project. Actually through the new loop being built, the new entrance, he said in the next 2 weeks that'll be worked on to start getting it so we can enter from the east to west again. We did add a website link to the district webpage. It's in the bottom right-hand corner, so we'll have updates of photos when things change. Dan, Clifford are getting those updated. I'm sure there'll be some from the shovel work tonight. There's student workouts, camps, stuff going on all the time. Seems like every morning, which is great to see down in the weight room and the gyms. And then just so you're aware, we have agreements with Madison Regional Hospital, and we did got new updated agreements from them. So OT and PT will be at $88 per hour, and nursing will be at $48.50 per hour. So they went up just a little bit in each of those categories. Nothing, no major changes. And that's all I have for admin reports right now. The project is on schedule as of now. Hopefully it stays that way. Not concerned about the addition part, just as long as the renovation gets done in time. So they've been going at it. See big changes in a hurry every day over there. So
Well, thank you for all your hard work and reporting back, and,
Yeah, Hausman's they've been good to work with so far, and I don't expect that to change, and so is JLG. We have bi-weekly meetings every other week now, every Thursday. We'll have updates, and they provide minutes where we're at, the schedule for ahead, behind, whatever, so. Excuse me, going good.
all right, any questions for the administrators? All right, moving on. Number 12, we have the second reading of the policy IKFB, graduation ceremony decoration.
So there were no changes. This was just a new law passed this year that added military could be worn for graduation. So it's a state law. We had some different insignia that were worn this year already, and it's a good move. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad that that's in place. So we need to have a policy that matches that now. So this will be the second reading, and we would recommend that we approve the. I'm guessing the policy that 148 school districts are probably going to approve.
Okay, so I'd entertain a motion to approve that
Just
policy.
so moved.
Motion by Lindsay,
Second.
second by Kirsten. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. So number 13, consider an increase to the school meal prices.
So our recommendation will have, my clicking will, is 10 cents per meal, breakfast and lunches, students and adults. We are recommending 20 cents of extra entree. We had our food service review this year, and that was an area where we probably should be charging quite a bit more, but we're allowed to step it up to get where we need to be. This won't put us to our full amount we should be charging. During the COVID time, there's some funds given to food service. We still have some of that available. So we're just going up recommending the 10 cents, and then next year we'll catch up and do the typical 20 cents if everything, depending on what pricing all comes in at. Just an FYI, today the milk and the breads invitations for bids all went out for next school year. So to the average family, if they do a lunch and a breakfast every day, it's $35 for the year per child.
That would be the increase.
That'd be an increase, yeah.
And that's what they did both, and the majority, it's a small amount that actually does the breakfast.
Are there requirements for the nutritional value of the meals provided?
Yeah, yep. National School Lunch Program and School Breakfast Program. They have different requirements, but you have to, and that's part of our review, we have to meet all those requirements. The amount of sodiums, the amount of fats, how much whole grains, carbohydrates, proteins, all that has to be measured out on a weekly basis. That's where our Harrisburg contract comes in handy. They do all that portion for us. They have a dietitian and nutritionist that does those calcs.
Do you know how many, usually you're the numbers guy, so
Yeah.
you can just say, I don't know if you don't.
Yeah.
A little like trivia thing.
Yeah.
How many meals do you serve?
In a year,
Yeah.
we served about 170,000 this last year. So like when we do the St. Thomas contract, we use that to calculate out what's our food costs, what's our wage costs, and then that's how we determine those pricing. Yeah, we do quite a few.
We offer breakfast,
Yeah,
and a lot of people enjoy that and participate in that.
about maybe 120-ish a day. And I'd say it's probably 80% free and reduced.
It's well received. I think it's appreciated by the community.
We have a nice breakfast menu. Yeah.
Say, is that just at the elementary school? Because I have a high school student who insists on eating breakfast every day here because it's social hour.
Yeah. There's a routine crew like that down there. And then when they have morning practices, they usually come in after too.
Yes, and that's what started it, was morning practice for wrestling, and then it was like, oh.
We used to serve we also served like a protein drink, but we weren't allowed to because it didn't fall in the criteria. So now they can buy that through a vending machine, but not through the school program. But that was popular with morning practices.
We still have a la carte,
We do, yeah.
but it couldn't be, the protein drink couldn't be on a la carte.
Yeah, no. Too much protein per carb, which seems like that'd be a good thing, but,
Who's on, is there a committee, a school lunch committee? At one time there was for a short
I mean,
time.
we have the wellness group, there is like the food service director with like the student council reps, and then talk through options they like to see. And so it's not necessarily a committee, but it's the different student groups.
Input from them, yeah.
Alright, well, thank you for all your hard work on providing the meals for the children.
Our food service director does a really nice job.
Yes, thank them
Yeah.
for us. Alright, so I'd entertain a motion to consider the increase to the school meal prices. So moved by Kirsty.
James Wilson.
Shoot, tell me, like, give me the nod if I get it right. Second?
Second.
Lindsay? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, now we're gonna consider a food service agreement, number 14, consider the food service agreement with St. Thomas.
So then this is our agreement, when we deliver to the elementary, we'll stop and we'll deliver to St. Thomas also. If you, Clifford, you wouldn't mind going to the third page near the top. Right there, number 5, that's what we charge. We charge them $1.84 per meal, 38 cents per carton of milk, $1.53 for extra entree. Those are our food costs. So we don't charge them labor costs. We would have the labor anyways, there's such a small amount. And then we charge them a trip charge for deviating that way. So it's pretty much our exact cost. Our labor then is more than food, and that's where the rest of the meal comes from. And then the federal side reimburses us another like 50 cents for a paid meal. I don't know, it's 4 something for a free meal and probably 3 something for a reduced meal. Is where we make up those differences in between. But so this would be our agreement to serve them the same options we serve to our elementary. And they've already signed the agreement. They went through their group earlier.
Move to approve by Jordan,
Second?
second by Ms. Meyer.
Got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Consider approval of the Health Insurance Committee recommendations.
So the committee met. We didn't do any plan design changes. We did maybe look in the early phases, we looked at maybe changing out of pockets and deductibles, but we kept them the same. So our recommendation is just changing the individual plans, go up $35, the +1 plans go up $65, and the family plans go up $95. So each one, first one's 35, then it goes 30, 30. After that, the effect of the plan overall is a 5.4% increase, with 47% increase being picked up by the employer, 53% by the employee. It should net us about 1.33 million. That should be enough. We don't know what our claims will be, but based on history, that should be enough to cover any the typical year's worth of claims. So that's kind of how we set those rates. So we're self-insured. Our plan is administered by Wellmark, so it's a Wellmark derivative plan. But then we are allowed to do different changes with it. And then the school contribution went up from $675 to $700. So of that of those increases, $25 comes from the school itself. The rest comes from the employee. This would be the recommendation of the committee to, and this is what the final kind of plan, pricing and everything will look like. We have, do you want me to cover through some? We have 4 plans. The high deductible health plan. Plan B has a low deductible, low out of pocket. Plan C has kind of a medium deductible, medium out of pocket. Plan D has a higher deductible, higher out of pocket. All have the same copay. Whether it's 35 for a primary and 75 for a specialist, they're all 80/20 plans, and they have the same prescription plan. It's just how much you want to use for your deductible and out of pocket determines how much you pay a month.
Just the first one doesn't have the
Any copay,
copay for the.
but they all have the same preventative plans also.
Yeah.
So we do have nice health. we are similar to the school pools, we always look at theirs to make sure we're, offering very good.
So the recommendation was to,
Increase prices, so it's moved this, so it's $35, $65 and $95.
35, 65, and 95.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're good for a motion. So
Um, we can, or we can ask more questions, or we can think about it, or read, or whatever.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Motion by Ms. Meyer, second by Ms.
right again.
You're smiling, so that's good. I'm gonna keep saying it. 'Cause, yeah, I'll work on it. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Number 16, consider the audit agreement for 24-25 fiscal year.
So this would typically be for the year we're just completing, we hired an audit firm, they had us our engagement letter by this time in the past, we have not received it as of today. I was hoping it would come in today so we could do this, but so we'll bring it back in the next meeting. It's hard to approve it if you don't know the pricing and the details, so just cross that one
No
out.
action.
No action. Moving on to number 17. Consider the candidates for the South Dakota, the SDHSAA East River at-large representative.
We voted on a number of different ones last time. In the East River at large, there were 5 running for it, so you have to get 50%. We voted for Ryan Rollinger, who had about 44% of it, but he was the leading vote getter by 18 votes, I think, or 20 votes. I'd recommend we cast our ballot for Ryan Rollinger again to fill that position. Just between him and Heidi from Groton, I believe it was. So we cast it for the same person we cast last month.
Motion by Jordan,
Second.
second by Lindsay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. 18.
And so what occurred with 18 and 19, we always check the publications. When we looked at the newspaper on that Thursday, this publication was not in there. We do have the confirmations that it was gonna be in there, we even got the invoicing for it, but it didn't. They contacted us, they can publish it the 19th, on there, so we can't hold a hearing without having the proper public notice. So this one, we looked at table,
Move
to the July meeting.
Okay, so we got a motion to table that one. If we need to make a motion, we made a motion by Jordan to table the
Okay.
18 and 19 until next month, July.
Second.
Second, by Ms. Meyer. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion pass. And now we are to number 20, which is an executive session in accordance with SDCL 125-2, Section 4, for a staff negotiation. Plural, yes.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Meyer,
Second.
second by Lindsay.
No, by Jordan.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. We are 6/27.
Okay.
And we're gonna, yep, item number 21.
Move to issue the remaining admin contracts at the previously agreed upon
Conditions.
conditions.
So I have a motion on the table, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lindsay? No, second by, Ms. Meyer, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion pass.
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn. Lindsay, second?
Did you just call it?
No, I
Yes.
can't. Do I have a second? I can't call it. I'm losing. Second by Jordan. Non-negotiable. Meeting is adjourned.
Sign in.